Hey, good morning, everyone. Um, I've heard a lot from Trumpists and also just folks private messaging me about a big question that wasn't included in my first video trying to compare the Obama Biden economies against the Trump economy. And a lot of people said, hey, we really want to see the virus time period removed from Trump's record. So we now have an update, including Trump's mulligan, which will basically remove the virus time period for comparison purposes. So we've got a new and improved um, presentation here. We won't make it as long as the other. So let's dive in. Just I'm going to link to the presentation I did previously. So I'm not going to talk through all of this stuff in as much depth as I did before because we already kind of covered it. But just as a refresher, the game board and how we measure, we're going to look at jobs worth a point at three categories there: net job creation, unemployment rate, labor force participation, growth worth a point, which comprises of real GDP per capita and debt to GDP. We've got corporate economic health, which is worth a point, and within that, the Wilshire 5000, and real gross domestic private investment. And then consumer economic health, fourth category, worth a point, divided into three categories: real wages, household debt service to income, and then the personal savings rate. So, time periods. We've revised this one where before, and I still believe that you shouldn't get a mulligan. You should have to stand for your record through the entire time. But like I said, a lot of requests came in, so let's just entertain it. So we'll now give Trump a mulligan for the pandemic after hearing both Trump and Trumpists basically complain about fairness. We'll say fairness. Okay, so let's just revise kind of what we looked at before. We now have four time periods. So Obama term to date, which is the acronym I came up with to kind of normalize for Trump, his term not being a full 4 years, and Obama having an 8 year term, right? So just real briefly, Trump term to date, January 1st, 2017 through September 30th, 2020. We've got then an Obama term to date that kind of tries to, tries to look at a similar time period. So those two time periods, the term to date for Obama and Trump, we've got Obama's full term, and now new and improved, the Trump mulligan time period, January 1st, 2017 through February 29th, 2020. And you can see kind of how that lays out. So we now have four time periods. Let's keep going. So the scoreboard, we will, just as a refresher here, when we look at these metrics, we're really interested in the percent change of those metrics. So for an example, if a metric goes from 1% to 2%, that's actually a 100% increase. It's not a 1% increase. So just a refresher, I know that's not intuitive for a lot of people who don't work with these types of numbers a lot. So how that lays out on the left-hand side here, we've got our four broad categories and then the sub-metrics underneath each one. Like we discussed in the previous video, scoreboard 1, scoreboard 2 haven't changed, although this actually made me go back and really check everything. And there's an update that I'll share with you that I got the math wrong in one of the consumer health metrics last time that will favor Obama. So it doesn't really change the outcome of what we did before, but I will update it. And now we have scoreboards 3 and 4, which measure Obama term to date versus Trump's mulligan period. And then scoreboard number 4, Obama's full term versus Trump's mulligan period. And you can see we've added an icon for Trump, which is him holding up his favorite book, the Bible, which I think a lot of people remember that picture from earlier this year. So let's do this. I'm going to get Buffer back here. Let's see. I'm just as sophisticated.
Let's get ready to rumble!
All right, and we've got all our favorite cast of characters here, just very anxious for this new matchup. So I am not going to, I kind of did a little bit less pretty slides this time. But scoreboards 1 and 2, like I said, the outcome didn't change. But last time, I actually erred on Obama's score here for household debt service as a percent of income. I included the nominal percent change. So when we talked about 1% versus 2%, I actually would have counted that for Obama as a 1% change versus the actual percent change. So that was updated, and now that category goes to Obama. So scoreboard 1 now at 2.99 points for Obama versus Trump at 0.99. And that also impacts scoreboard number 2. That category also goes to Obama, where he reduced the debt service as a percent of income over his full term more than Trump during his term to date of 11.7. So that results in 2.49 total score for Obama in his full term versus Trump's term to date score of 1.49. So same outcome in scoreboards 1 and 2, but that slight update. So I appreciate this exercise, which made me go back and correct that error. Now, for the new information, scoreboards 3 and 4. Let's take a look. Very interesting. So let's walk through these. Net job creation. Scoreboard number 3, Obama term to date, still at 321,000 jobs lost. Trump's mulligan period actually created 7,021,000 jobs. So Trump now takes that category. Unemployment rate, Obama term to date was no change. I think it was 7.8% to 7.8%. Trump lowered the unemployment rate 25%. So very good. He now takes that category. Labor force participation rate, really good again for Trump. So Obama, I think in both scoreboards 1 and 2, that was dropping. Trump's labor force participation actually went up close to 1%. So he now takes that category. Real GDP per capita, this one was very close, but Obama actually edged out Trump's mulligan period and his term to date. 4.22% growth versus 4.13% growth. So Obama takes that category. Debt to GDP. Obama term to date at 27.9% growth. Trump grew slightly less, so he takes that category. Both not good, going up. Now let's go to, so a split on growth. Let's go to the Wilshire 5000, which is the stock market. Obama term to date, which we know 72% growth. Trump still good, 36% growth, but Obama takes that category still. Real gross domestic investment, 33% growth for Obama, 6.8% growth for Trump's mulligan period. So Obama takes that. Real wages, Obama negative 3.4%, Trump real wages up 4.2%. So he takes that category. Household debt service as a percent of income with our revised number here, which is correct. That went down 20.5% for Obama, went down 2.3% for Trump. So both good directionally, but Obama takes that category. And the savings rate for Obama term to date, 32.2%. Trump now, not the astronomical savings rate. So he actually got worse in this category, although still good. He doesn't have the benefit of all the stimulus checks, which helped him here before. So he's at 23.8. Both really good. The savings rate going up, but it went up more in Obama's term to date. So Obama takes scoreboard number 3 at 2.16 points versus 1.82 points. I'm not going to walk through all of the numbers on scoreboard number 4, but you can see Obama full term versus Trump's mulligan period actually resulted in 2.49 points versus 1.49 points. And the difference there is up in the jobs category. So Obama created over his full term 10.6 million jobs versus Trump at 7,021,000. So Obama actually now takes that category. Unemployment rate dropped to 39.7% in Obama's full term versus Trump, still a good number, 25.5% drop in Trump's mulligan period. So Obama takes that category, although both are good numbers. And I believe those are the two changes. All the rest are the same, except, let's see here, the savings rate that actually goes to Trump in Trump's mulligan period. So the savings rate went up 3.2% in Obama's full term, still good, but 23.8% in Trump's mulligan period. So that actually switches in Scoreboard 4. So that is the result. And if we look, the Obama-Biden economy wins in all four scenarios. So we've got Obama and Biden celebrating their victory here, and Trump continuing to walk back from his rally, dejected and feeling slightly depressed. He might have a MAGA hat in his hand there too. So, slight update for everyone. This was fun for me, I think, just kicking the tires. I appreciate all the feedback and helped me correct one error that I made in the previous video, but also I think now addresses a lot of commentary that I've heard either publicly or privately about, wait, you can't count the virus period when measuring Trump's economy, which I actually disagree with, but we went through the exercise to just see what the result is there. And we still see that the Obama-Biden economy beats all permutations of Trump's economy, although Trump still has very strong numbers in lots of different categories. So that's what it is right now. Hopefully this was helpful, and enjoy the rest of your weekend, everyone. All right. Thanks a lot.